What's up, Novi? This is all about F1. Today, I'll be giving you guys a race recap of the race in Japan. Now, before we continue, if you don't already know, the races in Bahrain and Jeddah are cancelled due to the problems in the Middle East. So the next race is going to be in May at Miami. Now, other than that, let's dive right into the race recap. First up is qualifying. To start off, in Q1, Leclerc topped it with a 129. Antonelli briefly led, but he ended up P2. Russell struggled with some oversteer, but he ended up P2. Hulkenberg impresses in P5 for Audi. Albon was knocked out after Colapinto hit him. A surprise elimination in Q1 was Behrman. And along with Behrman, the people knocked out were Albon, Perez, Bottas, Alonso, and Stroll. Next up is Q2, and Antonelli sets the fastest time here with a 129.048, and that was towards the end of the session. Piastri and Leclerc are also pretty strong at the top. However, Russell continues to struggle with the rear of the car. Verstappen reports that the car is undrivable. I mean, I guess these first 3 races kind of showed it was, undrivable. So, yeah. And because of that, he only got up to P10. But that was kind of short-lived after Lindblad jumped up to P10 and knocked him down, which, knocked him out of the session. So, along with Verstappen getting knocked out, Ocon, Hulkenberg, Lawson, Colapinto, and Sainz were also knocked out. Next, in Q3, Antonelli leads after the first few runs, and he holds pole position despite not actually improving. Russell stays P2, but he is still 0.3 off of Antonelli's time. McLaren had a pretty good qualifying in Q3, with Piastri in P3 and Norris P5. Leclerc's final lap was kind of ruined by some understeer, which resulted in him getting P4. Hamilton is P6 after a black and white flag for slow driving. Gasly was the best of the rest in P7. Hazard got into P8. Bortoleto gets Audi into P9. And Lindblad hangs on in P10. Next up is the race. In the beginning few laps of the race, Piastri makes a perfect start, and he takes the lead into turn 1. Leclerc jumps to P2 while Russell and Antonelli drop to P4 and P6 respectively. Norris overtook Russell from the outside into turn 3, and Antonelli quickly recovers, passing Hamilton for P5 on the next lap. Verstappen was also climbing up the field. He climbed up to P9 early, and he passed Hazard. After some laps, Russell begins a strong recovery, overtaking Norris and then Leclerc. By lap 8, Russell is already pressuring Piastri for the lead of the race. The Audis, however, did not have such good luck as they dropped down the order, and Bottas is struggling on his hard tires. Towards the middle of the race, when most of the pit stops were happening, Norris was the first one to pit on lap 17 for the hard tires. Leclerc also pitted after continued pressure from Antonelli. Piastri pits soon after, rejoining P6 on the hards. Russell and Antonelli are the only ones that haven't pitted yet and are staying out just a tiny bit longer, and currently are leading the race. Russell is worried that he's losing time by extending his stint, however. But by lap 22, Behrman had a massive crash at turn 13, which brought out the safety car. He did climb out by himself, but he was limping, and so the marshals came to aid him. Russell pitted, but he pitted before the safety car, which is, well, bad luck for him. Antonelli and Hamilton pit under the safety car, and they kept their track position. So for the top 10 under the safety car as of right now, it is Antonelli, Piastri, Russell, Hamilton, Leclerc, Norris, Gasly, Verstappen, Lawson, and Ocon. After the safety car ended, Antonelli restarts perfectly and builds a 1 second gap immediately. Russell, however, loses P3 to Hamilton at the restart. Meanwhile, Gasly defends fiercely against Verstappen for many laps. Stroll retires with a suspected water pressure issue. I know, pretty surprising that he retired. Haas then confirms that Behrman has no fractures, but he does have a knee contusion after a 50D crash. So thankfully, he is fine. Antonelli extends his lead to nearly 5 seconds by lap 35, and Leclerc pressures Hamilton, reporting Ferrari is losing time. In the final few laps of the race, Leclerc overtakes Hamilton into turn 1 after several close attempts. Russell then overtakes Hamilton for P4. Norris also catches Hamilton and then passes him. Verstappen finally gets past Gasly, but then Gasly took the decision back, so he's now back behind Gasly. He's probably pretty angry about that too. Russell overtakes Leclerc for P3 with 2 laps left, but Leclerc brilliantly reclaims P3 around the outside of turn 1. Norris secures P5, Hamilton finishes P6, and Gasly somehow holds off Verstappen by just 0.3 seconds for P7. So in the end, Antonelli won by over 13 seconds, and Piastri got a podium in his first race, technically, and Leclerc got P3 after an intense battle with Russell. Norris is P5, Hamilton is 6. Gasly somehow defended against Max Verstappen and is P7, while Verstappen is P8. Lawson and Ocon fill out the top 10. With the race over, Antonelli now has 2 wins back-to-back, and is also now the youngest championship leader with 72 points, 9 points ahead of Russell. So things are kind of getting heated up between the Mercedes duo. Now that the recap's over, let's check my predictions. So in total, I got 42 points, 7 points for guessing that Kimi Antonelli will be on the podium, 20 points for guessing that 7 teams will get a driver into Q3, and 15 points for predicting that Ferrari will set the fastest pit stop time of the race. So yeah, that's my race recap for Japan. Next up is Miami in May, so there's a little bit of a break right now. That's all I have, No Vibe. Have a nice day.